Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share a video with 7 easy low carb keto diet friendly breakfast ideas. Over the past week I filmed breakfast every single day. I talked you through all the breakfast, give you the recipes, how to make everything. It's all shared in the video today. And as always, I've also written a full blog post which I'll leave down below, which you can click through to pin bookmark and save for whenever you want low carb breakfast inspiration. And be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment to let me know your favorite go-to low carb breakfast and what video you'd like me to share next for you. I look forward to reading your comments. So let's get straight into it with breakfast number 1. I am starting the week with a rather indulgent breakfast. Today is actually my oldest son's birthday. He's 11 years old, and these are his favorite foods, and he wants this for breakfast, and it also happens to be low carb friendly, so I thought I'd start the week sharing this. We've got smoked salmon. That's his favorite food, and so we're going to do smoked salmon. I'm going to make scrambled eggs and just hope this avocado turns out nice inside. We've got a couple of extra spare as well. It's going to just be a beautiful breakfast fry up of scrambled eggs, and then we'll have avocado, smoked salmon, and I'll show you the breakfast as I go. And for the scrambled eggs, just whisk together as many eggs as you like. You can whisk in some cream, some mascarpone if you want, some cheese, some coconut milk, some milk if you want it a bit creamy. Add a pinch of salt, really up to you. And now they're all whisked up, I am going to melt some coconut oil. You could melt butter if you want instead, in a frying pan and get them cooking. Okay, I've got the frying pan nice and hot. We're going to pop in all of the egg mixture and just scramble it until it's done to our liking. And just scramble it along, and as it sets, keep moving it around. And in no time, you'll have scrambled eggs. And before you know it, you've got scrambled eggs. It's not focusing for some reason, really steamy, but we've got scrambled eggs. They're ready. I'm just going to pop them onto plates. And there you go. In no time, scrambled eggs are done on the plate. Some smoked salmon and the avocado looked beautiful today. So that is my breakfast to start off this week of low carb breakfast ideas. Keep watching for a whole week of easy, low carb, keto friendly breakfast ideas. For breakfast this morning, I feel like something super quick, don't feel like eggs, so I'm really just going to fry up some lamb chops, mushroom, spinach, and just put a quick breakfast plate together. I've sliced the mushrooms. I'm just cooking them in coconut oil, added salt, a bit of oregano too, and I'm just going to let these cook down until there's space in the frying pan for the lamb chops, and then I'll get those cooking too. It's only been a few minutes. The mushrooms have already reduced down heaps. I'm going to move them aside and pop the lamb in and just cook it all together. And I kind of moved all the mushrooms off to the side, and I've popped the lamb chops in the middle, and I'm just going to cook everything till it's brown, cooked through, and done beautifully to my liking. Okay, everything's browning nicely. I'm just going to give it another minute or two, and then I'll remove all of this and I'll just cook up some spinach in the frying pan so that it gets all the lovely flavors. Meat and mushrooms are on the plate. I'm just going to fry up the spinach. I've washed the spinach. I've just popped it straight in the frying pan so it just briefly cooks in all the lovely meat and mushroom juices and liquids, and then we'll just put it all together. And there you go, my breakfast is ready. I've got my lovely little lamb chop there, a nice portion of those mushrooms. I cooked the spinach in all the lovely flavour from the meat and mushrooms, and I also popped last minute a little bit of sauerkraut on the side just for a bit more healthy veg and the good fermented goodness that comes from sauerkraut. And keep watching for more easy low carb breakfast ideas. And for breakfast this morning I am frying up zucchini. I've just cut them into little battens of zucchini. I've sliced up onion. We've got coconut oil, it's cooking in. I added a bit of salt, a bit of oregano, and I'm just going to cook them until they're all done. Fry up eggs, and I'll show you my finished plate. And there you go, that's my finished plate. You really can't go wrong with a couple of veggies sauteed in coconut oil or butter. So we've got our zucchini or courgette and onion there. I've got a little dollop of my homemade pesto. I shared the recipe for broccoli pesto a little while ago, and I love cooking with it and having it as a side with meals. So I've got a little dollop of pesto over there and 2 crispy, beautiful fried eggs to complete my breakfast plate. And today for breakfast, we're having egg-free breakfast hash. I've got some radishes, which when you fry up, they become a little bit like, almost like kind of potatoes, but not really potatoes, but yeah, they get that kind of texture. I've got some beef mince under there. I'm going to fry up a broccoli and some mushroom, just these 4 ingredients, and it's just a simple breakfast hash. Okay, I have popped coconut oil in the frying pan to melt. I've just popped the whole little square of beef mince in. I'm going to break it apart, get it browning, and then chop up veg and add that one by one. So while the meat is browning, first off I've chopped the broccoli into little bite-sized florets, and I'll add that in a minute. Okay, I'm browning all the beef mince. It's almost there. Once it's browned, we'll add in the broccoli. Meat is mostly brown, so I've added in the broccoli, and then we'll chop up the radish. And I've added a whole lot of very roughly chopped radish, and finally we'll add in the mushrooms. And finally the chopped mushrooms are in, and now it's just a matter of adding salt, coconut oil. You can add any herb you like. I always just add oregano onto everything lately, so that's what I'm doing. You can add a bit of stock to it if you want it to kind of slowly steam, cook. That's something I sometimes do. It's totally up to you. So I'm just going to cook it until it's all reduced down and cooked through. And it's done. I've taken the whole frying pan off the heat, and what you can do is you can on the weekend make a huge portion like this and help yourself to a little bit or as much as you want, and then the rest pop into a container and you've got breakfast made for days. And I'm actually sharing this with the whole family, so it's probably all going to get eaten, but it's one of those make ahead meals that if it isn't, then it's fine. We can just pop it in to a container. But you can see those radishes have come up a bit golden, and the meat and the mushrooms have all cooked and melded in together, and the broccoli as well for some good healthy greens. Just makes a beautiful breakfast. For breakfast this morning, I'm making an extra indulgent steak breakfast. I've got this whole pack of steaks, and my plan is to cook all of them up, only have one for breakfast, and then slice up the rest and use them over the next few days for lunches, for snacks. So I'm just kind of cooking it all up one time, and then I've got lots of meat left over. So I'm going to let the steaks come up to temperature. I'm going to cook up some veggies, then the steaks, and then cook up some eggs as well. So I've got a big steak fry up, which is super indulgent, not a cheap breakfast, but something to just have every now and then. And as I said, meat will last me for a while, not just one meal. And for veggies to go on the side, I've sliced up some mushrooms, chopped up some broccoli. I've just got them frying up in coconut oil, add a bit of salt. You can add some seasoning, herbs, whatever you like too. And I'm just going to cook these until they're totally cooked. And in the meantime, my meat comes up to room temperature, which makes for beautiful steaks. While the veggies been cooking, I have just salted the steaks, flipped them over. I've salted both sides, just letting them come up to room temperature and get nice and tender. And the veggies are pretty much cooked. I'm just going to give them another minute or so, and then I'll move them in a bowl, cover it up with a lid so they stay nice and warm, and start cooking my steaks. I've added more coconut oil in the pan, and I've popped the steaks in. And up to you how you like them done. 4 to 5 minutes aside is perfect. I flip the steaks over, going to give them a few minutes to cook on this side, and then I'll move them off to plates. Steaks are cooked. I'm just letting mine cool. I've got the others on plates. I'm going to share one for my kids. I've got the other one cooling, and that one's for my husband. We've got the veggies here, and now we'll just fry up some eggs and then put it all together. Okay, I've got an egg for each of us frying away, and next I'll show you our completed plates. And our breakfast plates are done. Look, beautiful fried egg, steak, veggies. I've done half a steak each for my kids. One of them only likes broccoli, the other only likes mushrooms, so they've each got their favorite veggies on their plate. And my husband's plate too, and that just makes such a yum breakfast. Now for breakfast this morning, it's a little unconventional. It's having leftovers. So I had leftover stew soup in the fridge, and I'm just bubbling it up. It's got broccoli in it, which is kind of all dissolved. We had it yesterday for dinner. I just felt like having a nice bowl full for breakfast, so I'm just going to bubble it away for a few minutes and then serve myself out a portion. It really only took a few minutes to bubble up and my breakfast is ready. You could really just have soup. Loads of people have soup for breakfast. You could have stew for breakfast. There's really just no rules about breakfast food, especially when you're on a low-carb diet. Throw the rules out the window and look, beautiful meat. I've got broccoli there and the lovely soup. It's a great meal to start the day without eggs. And for my final breakfast for the week, I'm making waffles. So this is kind of an egg-free breakfast. There are eggs in it, but it's not fried eggs, scrambled eggs, omelette, all the other ways to enjoy eggs. So I've shared this recipe in the past on my blog. It's really easy. 4 ingredients. We're going to whisk together eggs. I'm using coconut milk instead of cream because I can't have cream yet on the diet I'm on, but I can have coconut milk. So I'm going to use coconut milk, coconut flour, pinch of salt, make some waffles, and top it with probably raspberries, or we'll see what other yummy topping I can find. Okay, I've cracked 4 eggs into a bowl. I've added a pinch of salt. I've got my waffle maker heating up behind there. We'll just start off by giving the eggs a bit of a whisk, and just to get them nice and smooth. And then we will add in, quite simply, the coconut flour, 1/4 cup there, and 1/4 cup of the coconut milk or cream or milk, and we'll just whisk together to make a waffle batter. There you go, I'm happy with that. We've got a nice smooth batter, and now we'll just pop it into the waffle maker once it's nice and preheated. Okay, now just pop the waffle batter in to the waffle maker. I've got a little 1/8 cup here. I think I'm going to use 2 of those, so I'm just under. So about 1/4 cup or more. You don't want to kind of overfill the waffle maker. You don't want those little holes on the top either, so just fill it until it's just right for your waffle maker. There you go, that's perfect. We'll pop the lid on and we'll see how they look in a few minutes. I like to check on them. They're almost there, a couple more minutes and we'll have waffles. And there you go, I've got a perfect pair of waffles, and I've popped another batch into the waffle maker just behind over there so they can cook. While I top these ones, I've got a little bowl full of raspberries here. Quite happy just having a handful of raspberries to kind of enjoy with them. You could also top them with a bit of whipped cream, totally up to you, but that just makes the perfect breakfast for me. So that is the video for today with 7 easy low-carb breakfast ideas. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope you've got lots of ideas and inspiration, that you'll never run out of boring breakfasts. And remember to check down below for the link to the blog post, which will have the full recipes, step-by-step instructions to make all these lovely breakfasts, including these lovely waffles. So remember to check down below for that, and be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more videos, and comment to let me know your favorite low-carb breakfast and any future video requests you have. I look forward to reading your comments. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you again soon. Bye.